So 3 wins and 3 goals each for the Championship's top 3. So little to choose between them. Well, let's look at the run-in then with Mark McAdam here. So into the final stretch, Mark. Where is your money right now? Tell us, tell everyone who's finishing in the top 2.
Well, I can guarantee it will be one of those 3 managers. And 2 of them will be finishing in the top 2.
You're good, you are.
Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah, it's phenomenal, wasn't it? What a start to the show. Just watching the emotion of those pictures, those goals, the fans celebrating, the limbs in the away end. And, of course, those players charging up and down the touchline. This is what the Championship is about. Some of the best football we've seen from these 3 teams. And they've been absolutely exceptional. We started the Easter weekend knowing that it would be 4 teams that were trying to get into the top 2 of the Championship after Ipswich's late winner and that fantastic win over Southampton. We now know that Southampton are out of the race for the top 2. So it's going to be between these 3. And the current situation, Ipswich, 87 points. Leeds, 86 points. Leicester, 85 points. However, Enzo Maresca's side have a game in hand as well, which could change the dynamic and shuffle Leeds down to 3rd. It's absolutely scintillating, isn't it? It's brilliant. This is what we want to see in the EFL, and it's so exciting. And what's quite remarkable about it is you've got the 3 sides all coming down from the Premier League with huge parachute payments, but you've got Ipswich there in the middle, in the shake-up, causing havoc off the back of promotion from League One. It's absolutely brilliant. But you know these 3 managers are wily, they're experienced, they're knowledgeable, and they won't be getting carried away just yet, although the fans, I think they can get carried away because this is what this season is about, and this is what the excitement of supporting a football side is. The belief, the expectation, the passion, and the hope that this could be a special season. So plenty for Kieran McKenna, Daniel Farke and Enzo Maresca to think about right now. But guess what they've all been putting out there? A very similar, boring message. You know what it is?
No. 1
game at a time. Have a look at this.
See how much effort it's given. The boys are, you know, I know everybody says it, but that group are giving every single drop of themselves out there on the pitch. And to spend any energy thinking about anything else, you know, we wouldn't have what we're going to need to go away to Carrow Road on Saturday. So, yeah, we'll focus on the next one. We've got 3 more big games coming up in the next, 9 days or so, and then we'll have a little bit of a pause, and maybe before the last 3 games we can start to, have a breath and see where we're at.
During this busy schedule, you just have to concentrate on yourself and to bring you in the best possible position. And we just can take care for our results, for our performances. I'm pretty pleased that in this difficult game we were able to win the maximum of points, 3 points. And with this, right now we will recover the next 1 or 2 days, and then we keep going.
We continue to play in the way that we work since day one. Even with 1-0 down in a complicated moment, the team continue in the same way. Even the players between each other, they were saying, continue in the same way, continue, keep it going. That means that they are fully committed with the idea, and this is the most important thing.
How do you see the battle from here on in? Do you see it going to the wire?
No, yeah, it will be nice. As I said, if you have a look at the table every game, no, it's just
so don't look.
Focus in the next game, yeah.
All right, we have to talk a little bit more about Ipswich because 2 years ago today, they lost 1-0 at home to Cambridge as they finished mid-table in League One. Now, just 6 wins away from Premier League football. Mark, how do you think they'd handle life in the top division?
I think they'd be ones to watch. I think they could be a surprise package. And you have to go back to Kieran McKenna when he went into the football club in December 2021. He has been exceptional with what he's done there. It's been remarkable. The team he's built, the style of football, the way they played in League One last season was remarkable. The way they have mixed it with sides that have huge budgets is brilliant. They've signed some incredibly young, talented players that all play exceptional football. They've got a nice spine of players as well that have been in the EFL. And I just like the vibe around the place. There's a fantastic vibe around Portman Road at the moment. The feeling the fans have got, the emotion, the connection with the team, the love for the club. You have to remember it was back in 2001-2 that they last played Premier League football. So it's over 20 years since they were in the top flight. They got relegated that season when they finished 18th. But since Kieran McKenna's arrival, they went on a fantastic run. His first 10 games saw 7 wins. They then created a new club record where they didn't concede a goal for 547 minutes and missed out. Really, it was a late charge for the playoffs that fell away in the end. They finished 11th. But the season when they got promoted was phenomenal. And it actually reminds me of the time when, over 10 years ago, Southampton went from League One to the Championship to the Premier League. The season before that, you saw Norwich do the same thing. And that would be just a remarkable achievement for this group. You can see the promotion party there. It was Paul Lambert in charge of Norwich back then. And you can see from these pictures, again, Southampton did the same feat under Nigel Adkins, finished second in League One, second in the Championship. And then they were brilliant as well in the early stages before Nigel Adkins was replaced by Maurizio Pochettino.
Both stayed up.
No, yes,
Both
they
stayed
did.
in the Premier League.
Yes, in their first season back there. So, yeah, to go back to your early question, I think you have to say that they could be, ones to watch if they were to get promoted. But as Kieran McKenna said in that interview, one game at a time, keep our feet on the ground, we're focused on the next match, we're not letting the players get carried away. But I think, when you're at this stage of the campaign and you've got a real tangible chance of promotion, you have to have a little bit of excitement. So I think the players will be focused, but the fans enjoy every second of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And if Ipswich do stay in that top two, it's going to mean one of Leicester or Leeds will miss out, though. Mark, in your opinion, who needs that automatic promotion spot more right now?
Well, both of them will be desperate to get back to the Premier League, mostly for financial reasons. We know that there is a Premier League charge hanging over Leicester City at the moment, so you'd have to say they probably are slightly more desperate to get promoted because of the finances that are at stake. And clearly there are a few issues having been relegated that they need to address. That's a black cloud over the King Power Stadium at the moment. But Leeds will be in a very similar situation as well. They'll be saying, look, we've lost a lot of players, we've tried to recruit the best way we possibly can. We've played some exceptional football. This is a huge institution of a football club that deserves to be in the top flight, so we need to be back there as well. I actually put on my social media last night, Southampton being ruled out of the race for the top two after their defeat to Ipswich might be a good thing for them. I think those sides that go right to the last day of the season with a hope and a belief that they can finish in the top two and then suffer the disappointments have to regather themselves for a playoff campaign and going to Wembley and doing it the hard way. And I think that psychological thing, if you can get into your players' minds very early on, right, we need to go up through the playoffs, we've got an extra 3 games to play, we need to beat someone over 2 legs and then go to the home of football and win, psychologically I think that might be a thing. So you'd worry about either of those 2 sides, the one that doesn't make it, or 3 of the sides, the one that doesn't make it, how do they fare in the playoffs? And trying to relift those players. But this is going to be a thrilling end to the season. The Championship is at its best at this time of the year, and you're seeing some exceptional football, some really talented players. There's lots of youngsters as well. There's a number of loan players from Premier League sides that are playing really well as well to keep an eye on, that could be stars of the future. And yeah, you cannot take your eyes off of this fight for the top 2. It's going to be absolutely enthralling.
You did well to avoid my first question. You didn't answer it.
Sorry, go on then.
Top 2.
Top 2. I'm going to say Leicester Ipswich.
Right, clip it up. We'll relive that at the end of the season. Right, well, you can watch the Championship promotion race unfold live here on Sky Sports. Next for Ipswich, it's an East Anglian derby against Norwich, and that is live from midday on Saturday on Sky Sports Football.